Welcome back to part 2. This is your free tarot teaching, and this is the second part of the card number 8 in the Major Arcana, and that is the Strength card. The video before talks about its symbolism and imagery, and in this card we're going to go through some of its upright meanings. As we spoke about already, the Strength card, its major themes talk about resilience, talk about compassion, talk about calmness, courage, those sorts of things. So if this was to come up in a reading, one of its meanings could be talking about inner strength. It could be showing that the person you're reading for, or the person in question, holds a lot of inner strength and therefore is able to overcome any obstacles that might come up on their journey as they progress. It could also be showing compassion and gentleness, and that could be as in they are a very compassionate and gentle person. It could be showing, especially if this was the significator card, which we haven't discussed in this series, but if this came out as a significator card, which is a card that signifies the person you're reading for, it could show that they're a very compassionate, very caring person. But it also could be showing that they need to approach any challenges they're currently facing with compassion, with consideration, with calmness. It doesn't need to be forced. Everything can be done gently, with kindness, not only to the obstacle or the situation, but also to themselves. Self-love, self-forgiveness. Never try and force anything. I mean, I love the phrase, if it has to be forced, it's probably shit. You know, if you need a fart, if you're going to force it, you might end up shitting yourself. Nobody wants that, do they? So, yes. Don't force, just allow. And be kind to yourself and the situation, or other people within that situation. Another thing it could be trying to show is the need to be to have self-mastery and control in the aspect of your emotions, your impulses. It's showing that you either have or need emotional intelligence, emotional control. Again, tame your inner beast. This card can talk about confidence as well. Courage and confidence. I mean, you need to be a pretty confident person to go and approach a lion and sit there and start petting it. Unless it's like a pet lion that you've had from like birth. But you need to be a pretty confident person, pretty courageous person as well. So this can show that you are a very confident and very courageous person, which therefore means that you have all the skills and abilities and knowledge to overcome anything that comes in your path. Another thing it could emphasize is balance, integration. I want to talk about balance. I mean, balance between the physical and the emotional aspect of self. It could be trying to say that there's a very harmonious integration of body, mind, spirit. The person in question is very balanced in all aspects of self. It could also show healing. It's a card where it's trying to show self-care and nurturing. The lion is very much representative of the self, the darker self, as in the shadow self. You know, the things we don't like to look at, the things we push down, the things we don't think are societally okay. But we should never ever shun any aspect of ourself, because it is part of what makes us who we are. Where the magic happens is when we can come into balance with these things. You know, we're not just staying in the light, pure aspects, and we're not staying in the darker aspects. We are bringing a nice balance between the two. And we're able to control the two. Okay? But it can talk about healing, not just on, say, like a spiritual level, say, inner child work, shadow work, things like that. It can also be talking about physical healing as well, and the need to provide nurturing to self, self-love, self-care. This can also show a very special bond between animals and the person in question. Or the natural world and the person in question. So if this came up, I mean, it could signify that that person has a very special pet, or they are about to get a pet or looking for a pet, but this specific animal is going to have a profound impact in their life. And finally, another interpretation could be talking about the balance of power in relationships. And what I mean by that is, if you look at the imagery, neither one is domineering the other. Okay? She's not forcefully trying to pet this animal, pin him down and say, let me love you. And the lion is not trying to jump at her and eat her face off. They are both very balanced with each other. They're both allowing each other to do the thing. So it can talk about balance of power within a relationship. That if it came out in a relationship reading, that relationship is very balanced, very harmonious. There's no, push or pull. No one's trying to dominate over another. I mean, if it came out in reversed, different, but we're not doing reversals. But yeah, it could be trying to show that. Fundamentally, this card is all about the strength of human spirit and also inner strength. It's trying to show that true strength actually comes from within, not without. You can be the biggest built person in the world, but do you have inner strength? True inner strength is characterized by patience, by compassion. Overall, the Strength card talks about balancing our emotions, exercising self-control, and approaching any obstacles, hurdles in life with calmness and patience. Because no matter what, no matter how amazing your life is, you're always going to come across hurdles, because hurdles are there to help us grow. It's how we react to the hurdles that creates issues. You're never in control of anything other than yourself and how you choose to react to a situation. That's a very wise and profound piece of advice I once heard. You can't control anything in this world other than yourself. And that very much could be the motto for the Strength card. Because this person has full control of themselves, full control of their emotions, full control of their, I can't think of the word, full control of their impulses. This person's in full control. So it doesn't matter if the whole world's gone to shit around them. It's how they approach that makes their life that little bit easier when it comes to any obstacles that, come across in their path. So there you have it. Your upright, fundamental, basic meanings of the Strength card. The next video you'll be seeing after this will be card number 9 in the Major Arcana, and that is going to be the Hermit. And I also really like the Hermit too. In fact, there's very few cards in the Major Arcana that I'm not a fan of, and the ones that I'm not a fan of come up in the next half of the Major Arcana. And I don't have to do those because Vicky's doing that half. So you've only got me for a few more videos, and then Vicky takes over on card number 11. So yeah, anyway, I'll catch you on the next one.